guys, so the other day I got a question from somebody about how to low bar squat in general, and I guess I don't want to use this as kind of a cop-out or anything like that, but it's a little bit different for everybody. The general consensus though is that typically it's just where the bar lays is a little bit different. Typical high bar squat lies on top of the traps, almost, depending on how high you do it, almost at your neck, and the typical low bar squat really falls along your rear delts. So those are the, I guess, main distinctions, but most people aren't really doing one or the other. A lot of people like myself, for example, I feel a lot better, a lot stronger just doing any sort of hybrid type thing. But I guess just a couple things that I think might help out with somebody who's looking to transfer from a high bar squat into a low bar squat. Just some helpful tips, I guess. First off, I guess don't look to do it all at once, because odds are that your shoulders are probably not going to feel too comfortable, especially if you're not if you don't have a lot of shoulder mobility from not doing enough balancing work from like just benching too much. If your anterior delts, for example, are very dominant, it might be a little bit more strenuous to get it back there. So just try to work it down, maybe quarter inch, half an inch each week until you find your sweet spot. That's really what I did at first to help me out with making it feel a little bit more comfortable putting it on those rear delts. Pretty much the other thing that I can tell you right off the bat is there's a couple warm-up exercises that I like to do. Some is just hanging from one arm from a bar, both arms just getting your rhomboids a little bit more loose. You feel a little bit of a stretch in your shoulders in general from being able to do that. Also, I do band pull aparts, so just take like a red resistance band, just pull it apart like that. And I also like to try to kind of bend my wrists at the end of each motion. I just feel a little bit more in my lats, so I even get my lats firing a little bit. So basically when I put the bar on my back, everything's sort of firing, helps me feel a little bit more tight. And I guess the final one is performing band dislocates, and that's, again, you take a band, you start off with maybe it above your head, bring it back behind you, helps you just stretch out your shoulders. For me personally, I think that helps me a ton with getting a little bit more loose. I think some of these are really useful with useful tips with bench press too. It's a nice way to get your shoulders kind of warmed up. But in general, how it normally starts for me is I also just start off with my warm-ups. The bar tends to be a little bit higher. If I'm starting off warming up squatting with the bar, it'll normally be a very, very high bar position with just the bar, and then I'll do that for like a set of 20. Slowly my shoulders are just gonna start to warm up a little bit. I creep down a little bit for 135, a little bit more, and then by the time I'm typically at my 60%, maybe 75%, everything is where it needs to be. And it's starting to feel a lot more comfortable at that point. So just it's not rocket science. Pretty much just do whatever makes you feel comfortable. But those are some of the tips that I think that have helped me a lot with making the transition from high bar or just a regular squat into more of a low bar position. But like I said, there's a pretty good shot that a lot of people aren't necessarily going to be their strongest at their low bar, likewise at their high bar, but everybody, because of their different hip positionings, different femur lengths, they might benefit from more of a hybrid type stuff, and that's really where you yourself have to find your sweet spot. But that's all I got for you guys today. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow.